Hello once again, Star Wars and unboxing fans. Welcome to another episode of Darth Tuba's Star Wars Unboxing Show. I'm your host, Darth Tuba. Check out all my other videos and like and subscribe and share. Check me out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, unboxing page, etc., etc. We are moving on with another Incredibuilds. I have become kind of not an uber fan, but a pretty big fan of these, simply because aside from Lego, I'm not really that good at putting models together. So this one all of a sudden was something new and something different, and I love that it's a model and it's a book. So it's a kind of a cool little multi-faceted, device for being creative. So we've opened up. What have we done so far? R2-D2 and a TIE fighter. This is the X-wing, fighter, and as with all of the other Incredibuilds book, it actually comes with a nice story that starts off in world, okay, meaning it talks about things like, it gives you kind of an idea about the T-65 X-wing, so it gives you kind of like the in-universe history of the vehicle, along with its kind of breakdown, okay, and some of the places that it's been known to be used for, and obviously taking stories out of the Star Wars movies, and some of its uses, and it even gets into the T-70 X-wing, which of course is the Poe Dameron's fighter from The Force Awakens, and some of the changes it's made. It talks about the different pilots, like Luke Skywalker, Poe Dameron, and some of the other Rebel pilots, that have gone through the both the Rebellion and the Resistance, and some of the famous battles that have taken place. And then it gives you the behind the scenes, some of the concept art, concept models, some photos of the models themselves, some of the how the sound effects for the vehicle were created, and and my favorite, the Ralph McQuarrie art. It's just so awesome. The Ralph McQuarrie did some amazing things, and then Joe Johnston and Ralph McQuarrie storyboards. And then even some special effect shots, like them shooting the trench scene, and there's actually an interview with Richard Enlund. You got some Lego. You got some all sorts of different versions of it, and then of course they give you some ideas for building it on and coloring it. I am not going to do a color build. I feel like I'm pushing my luck with doing anything beyond actually just building it. So we'll do the build in our high speed cam, and then we'll come back in a few minutes. Okay, so we're back. Now, it's really funny. While I was putting this together, I was saying to myself how much I loved the Incredibuilds, because the laser technology that they're using to cut the wood pieces made it so that each piece fit absolutely perfectly. And even though it's made of balsa wood, it's really hard to break them. What do you think happened next? Yes, I actually broke one or two pieces. But the funny thing is that I also noticed on the cross-cut sheet, where all the pieces all cut on one sheet, that they actually had doubles. There were two number 8s and there were two number 16s. And it occurred to me that the more likely pieces to break, they actually gave you a spare in case it did. So what I was going to send out as being a complaint to this company, I'm actually turning it into a compliment, because it looks like they must have listened to some of the requests from other people that do this stuff, and they have actually provided some extras in the event that you have a break in one of the pieces. Now, of course, if you break the second, the spare piece, then you're kind of out of luck, except for the fact that it is balsa wood, so a light Elmer's glue could repair pieces. In fact, they recommend Elmer's glue to actually glue the pieces together if you wish, although I can tell you I've never glued one, and they stay pretty sturdy together. So here's the X-Wing. It is a pretty cool rendition. I thought it was a little weird at first. There doesn't seem to be a cockpit, and I'm looking and I'm not seeing any extra pieces, and there was no instruction to put one in. It's just, there's no top of the cockpit. It just kind of wrapped around it. But, you know, all in all, it looks pretty good. So I myself am very pleased with this one. I'm getting better at these. Again, they're great. You need nimble fingers. You need a lot of patience. But it is a great way if you want to, you know, if you're a parent interested in getting your children into modeling or just understanding what modeling is, this is a great way to start putting models together. No glue is required, although you can glue if you want, as I said, and it gives you opportunity to draw and color. As I've mentioned in the past, I would definitely do that ahead of time. I would just kind of look at where the pieces go and color them in or paint them in on the sheet first, and then take them apart and start doing it together. Or maybe pull them off the piece. But keep in mind, when you pull them off, you're not going to always know the numbers. So coloring is a little bit more of a challenge. So take that as you will, however you think you should do it or not. I like them just plain like this. It looks a little different than some of the other toys and, you know, Matchbox versions Hot Wheels. Excuse me, Matchbox, not Hot Wheels. Hot Wheels versions, other models, Micro Machines, Hasbro, different sizes. It's kind of neat. It stands out in its original form. So I'd recommend just not painting it. But if you want to paint it and try different things with it, that's how I would suggest that you do it. So that'll do it for this episode of Darth Tuba Star Wars Unboxing. Again, subscribe, like, share, spread the word about my channel, and check me out on Instagram and on Twitter and my Facebook Darth Tuba's Unboxing page. Email me darthtuba77@gmail.com if you have any requests. And thank you very much. May the Force be with you.